Hey guys, it's Miss Angle here. We are here to talk about the pages that you need, your ticket to the science lab tomorrow. So we've got this one right here, which we've been working on for the last day and a half in our class. And then this one, which is the Bohr model of calcium. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go over this one more time with you. Here we've got our periodic table for reference. So the periodic table is divided into periods and groups. The periods are the rows, so we count those going down. Those are the ones that go this way, right? The groups go this way. Those are columns, and we count those going across. So on your periodic table, which you should have on page 12, you already have the numbers above the groups listed. All right? The period, I think you should go ahead and add the number of each period to the periodic table on page 12, okay? So starting up at the top, that's 1. We always start at hydrogen. Hydrogen is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay? All right, so on the back of this, your job was to locate elements based on the group and period number that they're in. So it's kind of like playing Battleship. If we know that an element is in group 4, we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we know it's going to be in this column, group 4. Then it says period 5. So we start at the top, always start at hydrogen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those intersect right here at zirconium. That's actually the first answer on your worksheet is zirconium. So you're going to use that same strategy to find all of the elements on that list. Okay? The period tells us how many layers or how many shells of electrons we have around the nucleus. So if we're looking for elements with 3 electron shells, those are going to be in period 3. 1, 2, 3. Right here going across. Okay? The question specifically says which elements from question 1 have 3 shells. So look at question 1 and find the elements that are in period 3. 3 for the period number and 3 electron shells. Okay. The next thing we're going to talk about are the groups. So the groups on the periodic table, like we said, are the columns. We count those going this way. Okay? So if an element is in group 1, that means there's going to be 1 electron on the outermost shell. And that is called a valence electron. Valence electrons are on the outer shell. So 1, 2. Now here's where it gets a little tricky, because these metals in the middle, these transition metals, they don't like to follow any one rule. So we're going to skip over those. 1, 2, all the way over here. We're going to skip over that valley. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 valence electrons. So these over here in this last column, those are the noble gases. They have 8 valence electrons in their outer shell, at least for the ones that we're going to be talking about, okay? So, the question says, which of these elements has 8 valence electrons? Well, you should be able to find the column with the correct elements, okay? Then, which of these elements has 2 valence electrons? You should be able to find it by counting the group. So here we have 1, 2. Group 2 would have 2 valence electrons. Okay, I know that was kind of fast, so if you need to pause and go back and listen to me say that again, go ahead and do that. Now we're going to move on to the Bohr model of calcium. This is what we worked on in class today, and this is your ticket to the lab tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be making models of atoms using Skittles, and you guys will get to eat some. So as long as you're ready for the lab and you've watched this video and you've done the work and it's ready to go, then you can start the lab right when you come in. Okay, so now we're looking at calcium. We're tying together everything that we've learned about the periodic table and atomic number, atomic mass number, what that tells us about how the atom looks, okay? So first thing you need to do is find the atomic number of calcium. Find calcium on your periodic table.
Mr. Cordova, please call the front office.
Okay, so calcium is right here. Okay, calcium has an atomic number of 20. That means there are 20 protons. Calcium has an atomic mass of 40.08. We're going to round that to 40. So 20 protons. The total mass is 40. If you remember from last Thursday and Friday, we talked about how to find the number of protons and neutrons. If the mass is 40, and we already know we have 20 protons, that means we need to find the difference, and whatever amount is left, that's what we have for neutrons. So 20 plus neutrons equals 40. So how many neutrons do we have? 20. Okay, so once you have that, you should be able to draw the nucleus. There should be 20 protons in there, and you can make a little plus sign since we know protons have a positive charge. So 20 of those, and 20 neutrons, which are neutral, also go in the nucleus, okay? All right, so what about electrons? Well, we know that protons have a positive charge. So if our charge is way up here, positive 20, we need to balance that out, bring it back down to the middle with 20 negative charges. So we're gonna have the same number of protons and electrons, which means we have 20 electrons. Okay. All right, see, you guys have learned so much already just from learning these few little bits about atoms. So now we're going to take it one step further. In class today, we talked about the 2-8-8 rule. And what that is it tells us how many electrons will fit on each shell. So 2 will fit on the first shell. A maximum of 8 will fit on the second shell. And a maximum of 8 will fit on the third shell. Whatever you have left over after 2 plus 8 plus 8 will go on the outside shell. Okay? So we know we have 20. What that means is we're going to put 2 electrons on the first shell, 8 on the second. So that's 2 plus 8, that's 10 that are gone. Or not gone, but they're on there now. And then third shell, we have 8 more, so that's 18. How many are left for the outside shell? 2. So there should be 2 electrons on the outside shell, which is perfect because calcium is in group 2. So the group tells us how many electrons are on the outside shell, and that works out perfectly. There are 2. There are 4 shells. We know that because it's on period 4. Okay, so there was a lot of information that we just went over. Watch it again, pause it, slow down, make sure this sketch has everything in the right place, because tomorrow we're going to have the challenge of making atomic models with Skittles, and we need to follow all the rules that we've learned about how to make a model of an atom. Okay? If any of you guys have questions, leave a comment below or send me a message on Remind or Schoology. Okay, and I'll do my best to get back to you tonight. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to our channel so you get notifications whenever I have new videos out, okay? All right, guys, have a good one. Tomorrow's Friday. Let's have a great Friday and then an awesome 3-day weekend. All right, see you later.